Hello, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a pregnant morning routine for you, but before we get into it, I thought I'd show you this clip from 6 o'clock in the morning. When James gets up for work, he takes Poppy out into the garden to the toilet, and she always comes in and jumps back on the bed with me, and she stays in until 8 o'clock when I wake up. So fast forward to 8 a.m, I open the bedroom curtains, and then I stand in the mirror and look to see if my bump looks any bigger compared to the day before. And then I go into the living room to open the curtains. Before I do that, I actually lock the front door from the inside, because when James goes to work, he doesn't lock the door after him, presumably because I'm inside, but I guess I'm just a weirdo and I feel safer by locking myself in. I don't know if that's actually the safer thing to do. So then I went into the kitchen to fill up Poppy's water bowl with fresh water like I do every morning. And then this happened. Yeah.
It didn't break. It didn't even smash.
I honestly don't even know how that didn't smash. Seriously. How did that not smash? And then I go back into the kitchen to do her breakfast. And once I put the microwave on and it goes beep to say that it's on, watch her come in. She heard it. Big stretchies. So we feed her butternut box, and she is supposed to have 400 grams, but she actually has 500 grams because her weight fluctuates. She keeps losing weight very quickly. We've had a few comments recently from people we know saying she's looking skinny again. So she's got a 1-year checkup with the vets next month, and we'll be asking them about her weight. So while she's eating her breakfast, I decided to put the dishes away from the night before. And then, very shortly, you will see me run into the bedroom. And I'm doing that because as soon as she's finished her breakfast, she goes straight back onto the bed and she'll stay there for like 2 hours. I wanted to have the bed made, so while she's eating, I have to run in here and make the bed. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I noticed that there were clothes on the floor, which was the clothes that James wore at the weekend. And it's now Thursday, so for the last 4 days, they've just sat in the corner of the bedroom, obviously leaving them for me to sort out. So this is me taking the t-shirt out from under the hoodie and then the belt from the jeans and just putting everything away, basically, where they belong. Because who knew it was so hard to do that, eh? And then I thought I'd give Poppy some love. And now I wanted to make myself some breakfast. So, breakfast of the day is Crave with milk, obviously. I normally have a glass of orange juice or pineapple juice, but I really fancied a Capri Sun. I feel like Capri Suns are underrated. I was very thirsty this morning as well. I always eat my breakfast on the sofa. When we have dinner, we always eat it at the dining table, but for breakfast, I just sit on the sofa. And this is me at 8:30 taking Poppy out into the garden to the toilet. She always has a poop at 8:30, so half an hour after she's had her breakfast. It's literally like clockwork. And then this is me going back outside to go pick up that poop because I am a responsible dog owner. What can I say? I then decided that I was going to have a shower. I normally use the Foxy Locks shampoo and conditioner, but I run out. I should just do the Amazon subscribe and save because I always need a new one every month. But I'm currently using the Aussie Miracle Moist, which is what I use when I run out of the one that I actually like using. And I can just pick it up from the local Asda, so it's easy. Once I have dried my hair, I then go on to my skincare routine. Let's get this hair out of my way, looking like Spambo right now. Oh, better brush my teeth first, actually. Brush my teeth first, then the skincare routine. So I use Tropic as my skincare of choice. This is my little bamboo cloth. I'm using the Tropic cleanser. And then I always splash my face with cold water to close my pores. I don't know if that's a myth, but it's just something that I've always done. Then I use the Tropic toner. I think it's called Morning Mist. And then I use the Tropic moisturizer. This is me just rubbing it into my face. Ignore me. And then I use the Tropic lip balm. I can't remember what it's called. This is now me using the Mum Bub Hub belly oil, rubbing it all over my pregnant bump. It's so weird because I'm editing this video right now, doing this voiceover, and I'm like, oh, it does look big. But when I'm looking at it in the mirror, it doesn't. So now it's 9 o'clock. So it's been an hour since I woke up, and I thought, shower done, skincare done, Poppy is sorted. Let's do housework, because we all love housework, don't we? Not. I noticed the laundry basket in the bathroom was full, so I thought I'd put a wash on while I'm doing the clean. And I actually started off by putting some toilet cleaner in the toilet, and then I left it, because then as soon as I eventually get round to the bathroom, I'll flush it. Don't even know if that makes any sense. But then I did all of the glass, which is literally just that glass that was in the bathroom cabinet you just saw, and then our giant mirror in the bedroom, which is huge. James wants to get rid of it, but I actually find it very handy, so we are definitely not getting rid of it. And then I moved on to all of the light switches. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I have a weird thing about doing the light switches. So I did do all of those. Then I moved on to the door handles, because again, I feel like I'm just a weirdo, but I like to do the door handles every month, probably just like once a month. And then I moved on to the window ledges. I also did the radiators, but I mean, that's boring. You should see my face in a minute. Oh my goodness. That is the face of somebody who didn't realise how grim the bedroom window ledge could actually get. And look at the wipe. Look at this. That's the bottom of the sink bucket thingy. Ew. Why does the kitchen take so long to clean? I feel like there's just so much in the kitchen that has to be done. And this Pink Stuff Miracle Paste. I know it's supposed to be a miracle, but I just obviously don't know the technique, because it never actually seems to work for me, honestly. Now I'm just going to wipe it down. Now moving on to the surfaces. I'm using the Zoflora Midnight Bloom Spray. Absolutely love that scent. And I have the matching Zoflora wipes. And I also use the Flash Kitchen Spray. Don't ask me what scent. I think it might be lemon. I don't even know why I use both of them. I just like to use both of them. And then I will use the Zoflora wipes to do the appliances, like the microwave, kettle, toaster. You get the gist. And then after I've done that, I wiped down the bin because it was grim. Then looked at the oven and realised that was also grim. What I normally do is I normally clean the whole home, and then I leave this for James to do, because he's actually really, really good at it. But then I was like, oh, he is at work today and I'm on annual leave. I feel like I'd be a bit of a mean machine getting him to do some cleaning when he gets back home. So I just did it myself, and it was looking sparkling clean again by the time I was actually done. Now I'm filling up the kettle, and you will see why I'm doing that in a roly mo. Thought I'd better clean the fridge freezer. In the living room, I only have a few things to do, which is actually the dining table and then the TV unit. I always wipe down the little white blink camera that I got from Amazon. I don't even know why I wipe it over. It's not like it gets that dusty. And I don't even know the last time I actually checked the app on my phone to see what Poppy was doing when we were out the house. So I don't even know why I have the camera at this point. Then I do his gaming area, and he would hate that I'm using a spray on his gaming chair instead of polish. But it's not even real leather, so it doesn't even matter. Now I'm putting Zoflora and the boiling water from the kettle into the sink. Learned that tip from Gemma Louise Miles. Now the hallway, let's do the shoe storage and the door. I also put the Zoflora onto a microfiber cloth and wipe the door down. That was another tip that I got from Gemma Louise Miles that is on YouTube. In the bedroom, all I do is wipe the sides like I'm doing now. They get mega, mega dusty. Sometimes I do the top of the bed, like the top of the baseboard or whatever it's called. But I did that like a week or two ago, so that wasn't actually that dusty today. And then with our baby girl's bedside nursery nook side, I used the Milton spray. I didn't use Zoflora. I used the Milton spray because it's like baby safe. Did you see that cloth, by the way? That was grim. Into the bathroom, and I did flush the toilet. You know, I put the cleaner in earlier. I did flush the toilet. I just forgot to actually show you that I did that, but I mean, that's boring. Cleaned the sink and then used the Zoflora and the boiling hot water from the kettle, doing that same thing that I did in the kitchen. Used the Zoflora wipes to clean the bathroom cabinet and also the bin. I did also do the toilet brush, but I thought that'd be a bit gross to show you. I did put Zoflora in it as well, another tip. And I also put Zoflora inside the toilet roll with like a microfiber cloth, just rubbing it inside the toilet roll. Another tip that I got from the same person on YouTube. Cleaned down the toilet, and then I used that Zoflora and hot water from the bathroom sink to go over everything, and that's literally what I'm doing in the kitchen now. So I'm using that hot water and the Zoflora to go over the sides quick, also doing the washing machine. Then went back into the bathroom and realised I haven't done the bath. Honestly, if I don't get a diagnosis of ADHD, mate, I'm going to be screwing. I'm joking. I am on the waiting list though for an ADHD assessment. Still got 2 years to go. It's all good. Usually I would clean the tiles and I'd stand in the bath and clean all of those tiles like what I'm doing now, and then I'd clean the bath. But because I had a shower this morning, it was still wet and I didn't want to slip over, especially while I'm pregnant. So I was like, I'm just going to spray inside the bath and then get the shower head down and just wet everything. It's not really done the job, but whatever. Now I am hoovering. This is the Shark Hoover. I don't know what model. It was James's mum and dad's Hoover. They got a new one a year ago when we moved out, so we just took their one and we changed all the filters and everything. So I hoovered the bathroom, bedroom, hallway, living room, kitchen. Oh my goodness, why is it moving things out of the way to hoover is actually effort? Like picking up those sliders to hoover was just long. Now I'm gonna hoover the sofa because it's probably got crumbs on it or something, who knows. And then in the kitchen, took the hose off and did all the edges because I always find that the hoover doesn't pick up the bits at the edge. I have to get the hose out. Nearly done. Now I'm using the floor wipes, lemon scented floor wipes, to clean the bathroom floor and the kitchen floor. It was so long being on my hands and knees. Poppy kept standing behind me, doing my head in, and it was just long. This is me using the same floor wipes, oh that's disgusting, to clean the wooden bits throughout the flat. I don't even know what these wooden bits are, actually. Poppy, do you want a bonio? A bonio? Come. Sit. Oh. Good girl. What are you doing? Right, I'm putting it down there, you weirdo. Now the washing was done, I pulled all of that out and then I put the microfiber cloths that I just used to clean the flat in the washing machine because I don't see the point of throwing the cloths away and then buying new ones if I can just wash them. And then that first wash load that I had just done, I hung up on this area. Decided that whilst I'm doing a ton of washing, I might as well change the bath towels and wash the ones that we'd been using for the last week. I change the bath towels every week. I didn't change the bedding, you might be wondering, but that's because I changed it last week. I think I changed the bedding probably every other week, not gonna lie, but the towels I do every week. Now I'm just emptying the kitchen bins. I did check the food bin, but that didn't need doing, so just those bins. That was the clean done. Saw it was 10:30, so I'd been cleaning for an hour and a half. Poppy was stood by the back door because it was 16 degrees, very warm outside, and she loves the sun. Do you like the sun? Got myself a morning snack, couple packets of fridge raiders and a banana. That's kind of my go-to morning snack. And then laid down on the sofa and watched the new episode of Reacher.
Previously on Reacher.
Now it was 11:30 and all the washing was done and hanging out to dry. I had my dirty shoes on because I was about to take Poppy out for a walk, but then her button-up box came, so I had to put all of her button-up box away into the freezer.
Do you want to go for a walk? Yeah?
Honestly, this dog cannot just stand still when you're putting her harness on. It is honestly the most frustrating thing. I took her to our local rec and we worked on her training. Poppy, heel. Sit. Paw. Down. Roll. Roll. Yeah! Good girl. At this point, I realised it was past 12 o'clock midday, so it wasn't even morning anymore, and that's when I decided to stop filming. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!